Welcome back to the HTML series. Today we are going to build a complete registration form using everything we learned in previous episodes. This form will include text input for name and email, password, radio buttons for gender, checkbox for terms and conditions, drop down for country, text area for address, and submit button. Let's build it step by step. First of all, let's create a file for this project. I'm gonna name it form project.html. Enter. So first of all, let's create our general structure, HTML, and inside the HTML 2 tag, 8 tag, and body tag. So inside the head tag, I'm gonna write a title. So I set title to HTML or registration form project, and save it. Open with live server. So now we are inside our registration form project. So inside the body, let's create an h2 heading for this form. I'm gonna write user registration form and save it. So our heading is user registration form. First of all, for this form, let's create a name box. Okay, let's first create our form. Inside our form container, we are going to first create full name. And let's create label for full name. I'm gonna write full and name. So this label is for, I'm gonna set the for tag to name. This label is for name input. So I'm gonna create an input tag and I set the type to text, ID to name, the same as for tag, and also the placeholder to enter your name. Enter, let's close this one, to have more space, enter your name, and also required attribute that it tells us that this field is mandatory. Don't put it empty. So if we save this one, save it. So now you see that we have a full name input box. You can write your name inside this. And let's create two break line, save it, and let's create a register button. So create input, and inside this create the type to submit and the value to register, and save it. So now we have a register button. If I click here, name Ahmad, register Ahmad. That's good. And I'm gonna write a comment for this one. For register button, I'm gonna create a comment Let's clean these spaces and create a comment. I'm gonna write this one, submit buttons, and save it. Okay, we have our full name and submit buttons. Let's go now create email address. So I'm gonna create a label first. Inside the label, I'm gonna set the label to email. Write your email and colon, and for attribute to email, and I'm gonna create also a input box, and I set the type to email and ID also email, the same as for attribute, and also placeholder for this, for the email. I'm gonna write that enter your email, and also required attribute that it's mandatory felt, it must be felt, it must not be empty. Let's break line, create two break line and save it. So now we have our email box. Here I can put the email, for example, simple algorithms at gmail.com. And if I don't put the name, it tells me that this is mandatory. Fill it, Ahmad, for example, name Ahmad and register. Yeah, that's good. If I put 1, 2, 3 and register, and here the name Ahmad, here it says you missed the hat character. So up to now we have two boxes, one text box for full name and email box for email. So here let's create for this dash a comment for email that's separate from other fields, and it helps us for readability. Okay, let's go ahead again, and now let's create password. Let's create password. First of all, let's create a label for the password, label tag, label, and I'm gonna write password and colon, and for attribute is equal to password. I'm gonna set the password, and also let's create an input tag, and I'm gonna set the type to password, and also I'm gonna set the ID the same as for to password, ID to password, and also I'm gonna set the placeholder to enter password, enter your password or enter password. Okay, and also a required attribute that it tells us that it's mandatory field. Okay, and two break line to separate this from the header text box. Save it, and now we have a password box here. Okay, let's go and scroll down, create a comment less than exclamation mark dash dash. After password, we are going to create gender. In gender, we use radio buttons. So radio buttons that only one can be selected. Okay, let's go and create first of all a label, and we set the label to gender, and here I'm going to create a break line for this, and let's create an input box. So I'm gonna set the type of input box to radio button, and ID to male, and name to gender. Name is equal to gender, and also value to male. Okay, and I'm gonna give it a label as well for this radio button. So I'm gonna write inside this male. Set the label to male, and this label is for space. This label is for what? For radio input box for male. This label is for male. Okay, ID and for must be the same. So now we created just one radio button. If we save it, so yes, now we have one radio button. Gender, just male. Let's create it two more. So I'm gonna copy this one and then paste here and paste it one more times. Yeah, now I'm gonna change the ID to female. For example, we have male, female, and the name to gender. The name must be the same. If it's not the same, on that time we can select more than one radio button. So the value is here we have male, here we should have female, and also this is for female, the same as ID, female, and also I'm gonna write inside the label female. Here as well, type is radio, ID is others. I'm gonna put it others, other than male and female, and name is gender, the same, and value is also others. I'm gonna set it to others, and label the same as ID, others, and here I'm gonna change it to others. And also I'm gonna create a two break line as well to separate this from button, submit button or registration button, and save it. Yes, now we have gender, that our gender is male. We can select male, female, or others. Just we can select once at a time. We cannot select three of them. If we don't set the name, or if we change the name to different value on that time, so I can select more than one. Okay, so this is in one row, so I don't want in one row. I'm gonna separate it. Let's create at the end of each one, let's create a break line. year 1 break line, I'm gonna add year 1 break line and save it. So now it is in 1 column or 3 rows. So let's go ahead, and after creating gender, we are going to create a country drop down menu for our project. So we're going to create a country which is drop down menu. Okay, let's go. First of all, we're going to scroll down that we see the code, and we are going to create label, and inside the label I'm going to write country. So, and this is, I'm gonna set the for tag to country input box. Okay, let's create a select box because it's a drop down menu. Select tag, and inside the select tag, so I'm gonna set the ID tag the same as country. Inside the select tag, I'm gonna create 4 options. One option. So I'm gonna add the value to, for example, inside the first option, I'm gonna set to Canada, and I'm gonna set the option ID to, for example, to Canada. I'm gonna copy this, and I create 3 more. Copy this one and paste it. Command V. If you're on Windows, Control V. Yeah, the second one, I'm gonna change it to USA, and here USA as well. USA. The third one, I'm gonna change it to India. Here the ID India as well. India. And also here I'm gonna change it to United Kingdom. Here also I'm gonna change it to UK, and I had break line here, and I clean this line of code and save it. Now we have a country drop down menu. So now I can choose whatever country I want, USA, India, or United Kingdom, but the default one here is Canada. Okay, this is the country drop down menu in our registration form, and let's go and add an address in our registration form. Less than, exclamation mark, dash dash, and this time I'm gonna add address. Okay, address must be text area for long text. So some address is too long, that's why we are going to set text area. We use text area input. Okay, let's go. First of all, create a label, and inside the label I'm gonna write address. Write your address. And this is for address. for address text area. And also let's create a text area input, and inside text area I'm gonna write enter your address, enter your address. And here I'm gonna set the ID the same as the for that address, and I'm gonna set the rows attribute equal to 4. The height must be 4 column and the width must be 40 column, for example, 40 column. And let's add a placeholder attribute, placeholder. I'm gonna set it to enter your address, enter your address. And also here I'm gonna add 2 break lines to separate from the submit button and save it. So now we have a text area. So we have address on the bottom, I want on the top, so I'm gonna create here a break line, save it. Yeah, now we have the address here on the top, and here I have a text box that the width is 40 columns, and the height is 4 columns, like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The height is 4 columns and the width is 40 columns. So this is our registration form. Let's go and fill it. For example, I'm gonna set the name to Ahmad, the email to, for example, simple algorithm at gmail.com, and enter the password, for example, simple 123 and hat, gender to male, live in USA, for example. Enter your address. For example, I'm gonna write 123 for example, New York Avenue, New York Avenue. So let's write it capital letter, New York Avenue. So, and if I submit to register, so it will be register, it will be submit my form in the server. Registration form is complete. Today you saw how all the form elements work together in one real project. This is exactly how forms are made on websites like login page, job forms, school admission forms, etc. In the next episode, we will begin a new section, semantic HTML, where we all learn about tags like header, footer, navigation, section, and how to structure a full web page properly. If you're enjoying this course, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in next episode.